Happy Tuesday. Feels like Monday to me. I'm slowly working my way into the week. Okay, so I'm going to show you a look today. I'm going to teach you how to fishtail and then maybe turn it into something fun for barbecue or Memorial Day or something. So I'm going to use my halo. I have a 22-inch layered halo, so you can kind of see how that works. So I like to pull up my hair first just because it's the most cleanest way to do it. I know a lot of people will just put it over their hair and then pull their hair down. That's totally fine too. My hair usually gets tangled, so I just like to do it this way. So, all right, so I'm gonna teach you how to fishtail. So I'm gonna split my hair in half, and I'm gonna show you a way that I think is kind of foolproof, because fishtailing is pretty simple in concept, but it can get difficult just because it's not as familiar. So I'm going to start with one side and then we'll go to the other. But anytime you're braiding like close to your face or you're wanting to throw it to one side, make sure you grab the whole section and you kind of flip it out like this. So I'm looking at the inside of my hair. I'm not like this. That's where it can get confusing. So hold it out like this. Grab from the middle and make two sections. So a fishtail is a 2-strand braid. So you're gonna pull it like this, and I take a pretty big chunk from the front here and throw it behind the section and give it to my other hand. A lot of fishtailing is just finding this like hand placement. Okay. So, and I like to keep a lot of tension because my hair will loosen and it just kind of happens throughout the day. So I just grab a small piece, throw it behind my hair. You can pick up this hair, look at it, see it's right there. I'm gonna grab it with this hand and kind of pull it tight again. And same here, I'm gonna grab from here. There's no rhyme or reason of where it's coming from, but I'm tossing it to the other side. So that's one reason I like fishtailing, because once you get the hang of this part, you're like, oh, I don't have to pay attention, because really there's no like, oh, I need to grab this piece from here and make sure, and I don't know. It's very laid back. So what makes a really cute fishtail versus, see how it can kind of look like a 3-strand braid? I feel like mine always looks like that when it's close to my head, just because that's where most of my hair is. But as you come down, you start taking smaller sections, and then it starts to look more like that fishtail look. And like I said before, try to keep it tight just because we can pull it apart at the end. But yeah, so this is my easy side. So I'd say start with your easy side. Like I'm right-handed, so I'm starting on my right side. I think it's easier to pull and push back. Some people like to fold in, and that's totally fine too. It's just, this is my comfort zone. But if you feel like you're getting too fat on one side, then you can take a big chunk and throw it to the other side and even yourself back out. That's all you're doing. Okay, so I'm getting to the bottom. I'm taking just tiny little pieces, and this is the part where you're always like, is this necessary? Is anyone gonna see this? No. The answer is no. Take a small clear elastic or whatever you got, throw it around. See how I have some pieces sticking out? It's not the end of the world. Clean braiding is not a thing anymore. Okay, it's all about messy braiding and texture and making it look effortless when we all know it wasn't, but we have to make it look like that. Okay, so that's this side. Okay, so on this side, I kind of cheat a little bit. So this side for some reason is a little bit more difficult for me, and it's just my hand placement. So if you run into this same issue on this side, then try what I'm about to do because it might make it easier. So we're all familiar with a 3-strand braid, right? And again, like I said, twist this to your face so you're working with the inside of the hair. Don't face it this way. So I'm going to take a 3-strand braid, and I'm going to show you how to change it. So this is my 3 sections. Okay, so I'm going to turn this section out. So I'm working with the inside. I'm going to take a 3-strand, okay? Just because I like for it to be a lot tighter over here. So pull tight and pull it around like that. And then pull from the inside and start switching. I don't know why that's easier for me. Maybe it just made things complicated. I don't know. But what I've noticed too when you're doing a braid like this is you constantly want to keep directing it forward. And the only reason for that is that throughout the day when I'm moving my head side to side, if my braid is flipped out and facing forward like this to where this part is forward and not tucked, then when I move throughout the day, I don't feel like it's pulling on my braid at all and it doesn't come unraveled as easily. And again, with a fishtail, it is so easy because if you feel like you get too heavy with hair on one side, then you just grab a big chunk and throw it to the other side and kind of start over. But like I said, you just want to keep it as thin of pieces as possible, just so it looks more fishtailish and less like a 3-strand braid. So like I said, you just keep tossing it between the 2 sides. I'm trying to whip through this because my client's gonna be here. I don't know, maybe she'll pop in the middle. See it in action. Okay, so I'm getting to the end. I'm getting messy. I'm not even like focusing on where these pieces are going. I just keep doing this twisting motion and I'll end up at the end somewhere. Okay. Here's a hair tie. I'm like, where'd it go? Okay, so I'm gonna tie this one off. You could just leave it like this, or I don't really like 2 braids, or, well, that's not true. I just don't like 2 braids today, so I'm going to combine them. But this is what I mean by pulling it apart. So you can make it fatter, you can always make it fatter. So start with less, same thing over here, pulling it apart, making it fatter, okay? And then I'm gonna throw this over here, and I'm gonna throw it to the side, and then I'm gonna twist it. La 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 la. Okay, and I'm gonna poke a hole in the braid and shove it back there. Like this, okay? Now you can use just a bobby pin and shove that in. I am super prepared and I don't have a bobby pin, so I'm gonna use another hair tie. And this just goes to show you, it don't matter. So I can feel the hair. Let's see, I can feel it right here. That's why I like clear elastics, because no one can tell. Okay, so I just tied that off right there. And I'm just gonna keep pulling this apart because it just helps blend everything. Okay, and then just kind of tug it and move it where you want it to go. Ta-da! Super easy. So I'm just gonna pull hair down. I'm gonna probably curl a piece. Just give it a little something, something. Again, the looks nowadays are more effortless looking and not so clean. So if you're like, oh, this piece fell out here and I don't know what to do with that, like just grab the curling iron and make it run together and it's totally fine. And if you have little pieces like this sticking out, just shove them in there. Again, a messy braid is what it's about. Okay. So easy peasy teaching you how to fishtail. So let me know if you have any questions.